Hi, welcome to another video. I walk with Phil and I'm here in West Bromwich, and what we're going to do today is look for the final three grounds of West Bromwich Albion before they move to the Hawthorns. Yeah, if you saw one of my previous videos you would have seen me show you where the original grounds were, Cooper's Hill, and the entrance to Dartmouth Park at Beaches Road. So there is a further three grounds that Albion played at, West Bromwich Albion played at, before they moved to the Hawthorns in 1900. So what we're going to do is going to see if we can find those final three grounds. So yes folks, I'm standing here on a flyover bridge over the expressway here in West Bromwich, and the first ground, again you're going to have to use your imagination. If you see in front of me we've got Tesco Extra, and this is part of the new square development. And if we pan over to the left you can see that blue and that multicoloured pile of bricks over there. Well, beyond that would be a road called Walsall Street, and Walsall Street would come across here where I'm standing now. You can just see there, that's where Walsall Street would have come from, and it would have come across this bridge and it would have gone over to there where that white building, as you can see there, and go on towards Stoney Lane. But what I want to just show you quickly is just over here there's a road entrance there. That would have been Alfred Street back in the day before they built this Tesco, well, the new square shopping area. And in front of me at Tesco Extra would have been, just beyond there would have been the third ground of West Bromwich Albion, called Bunsfield, in 1881. And they played there on the 1881 to 1882 season. The ground actually changed its name to Birches, but you could, obviously, if I went over to there to the new square shopping centre now, you'd have no idea where it would be. This is all I can do really, is just give you some idea where it was originally. It was in that season that Albion entered their first cup competition, the Birmingham Cup, and the first game raised a total of 15 shillings and twopence. And their first game there at Bunsfield, they beat a club called Oldbury 5-1. Apparently it was a very, very bad ground. The field was continually muddy, and they spent a season there before they decided, well, we got to find somewhere else. And so they left after one season. They went to another ground called 4 Acres, and that's the next ground I'm going to show you. Well, we've got to find it first, but just, as I say, just beyond that Lego type structure there would have been, as I say, beyond, on Walsall Road, there would have been a well, there was West Bromwich police station just beyond there, and next to it was a pub called the Roebuck Inn, and the Roebuck Inn was actual changing rooms of West Bromwich Albion. Okay folks, so let's go and find our next ground, 4 Acres in West Brom. Okay folks, so what I'm going to do is just have a walk along here in Seager Street, and along here will be the entrance to West Bromwich Albion's fourth ground, which was called 4 Acres. And before I do that, let's have a quick look over here. Lloyd Street over there, we're on Seager Street. Crown and Cushion pub, that's been there a while. That's been there some time. The first landlord, in fact, was a West Bromwich Albion football player, I believe. Somebody by the name of Mr. Davis. His nickname was Mr. Versatility. Anyway, it's Crown and Cushion. So anyway, we're just walking along here, Seager Street, and if we turn up this, we go left up this road here, which is called Park Crescent, This will take us on to the actual ground that West Bromwich Albion played on from 1882 to 1885, and it was originally the Dartmouth Cricket Club. The Dartmouth Cricket Club. They used to be a football team at one time, but they decided to concentrate mainly on cricket back then, and they leased this ground to West Bromwich Albion for those 3 seasons. Now the pitch itself would have been, let me think, well, over there to the right would have been the pavilion, or maybe just a little bit further back than those houses there. That was the pavilion, and where I'm standing now would have been more or less the one of the goals, and ahead of me would have been the opposition goal. So the pitch ran from goal to goal. So goal behind me and a goal in front of me. So yeah, so all this area here with all these houses standing here, yeah, all this was all built on the original 4 acres ground, which was originally Dartmouth Cricket Club, and then it became the West Bromwich Albion ground. And initially the cricket club only wanted Albion to play on Saturdays and Mondays, and the first game they actually played on this pitch was against Stourbridge, in fact, and they beat them by 10 goals to 0 in 1882. Yeah, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that the biggest game here for Albion was over 16,000 fans packed into this area in a cup game, FA Cup game, which we lost 2-0. And it was also on this particular ground that Albion won their first ever trophy. They won the Staff's Cup. Yeah, they won the Staff's Cup. That was their first ever trophy. So there you are, folks. This is the 4th ground of West Bromwich Albion, and it's called 4 acres. 4 acres. Okay. Yeah, it's not, to be fair, this actual site was the actual site. It's not been changed in any significant way. I think but the houses put there, but the pavilion over that side would have gone a little further back. But yeah, this was also an athletics ground that they used back in the 1800s as well. Yeah. Okay, so folks, we've done our 4th ground now, which is 4 acres, and what we're going to do now, we're going to look for their 5th ground, which was quite a successful ground actually, West Bromwich Albion, and it's called Stoney Lane. So that's what we're going to do now, folks. We're going to go and look for Stoney Lane. Right, so what we're doing now is walking on what was left of Walsall Street, and it's a very short road now. There's a obviously it was quite a long one before the expressway cut through it in 1973, and I'll just show you a quick look round here before we have a look at Stoney Lane, which would have been Albion's 5th ground. Yeah, this is Walsall Street. Yeah. Again, some houses on my left there was very, very old type housing where there's no frontages. You open the front door and you're right onto the pavement. Yeah. So yeah, just a quick look up there. That's called Sandwell Road North, and another old road that's been that was cut off due to the expressway. Yeah, it was quite a long road actually, Sandwell Road, and this particular road is Taylor's Lane. Okay, we cross over here, Taylor's Lane, and just here on the corner I don't know if anybody would have, any of you remember this, but there was a safe company called Thomas, or was it Samuel? No, Thomas Withers and Sons, right on this corner, and they used to make safes. Yeah, safes here in Stoney Lane. Yeah, just a quick look, show you Stoney Lane. This is where Stoney Lane starts, and just up there is Walsall Street. Okay. Yeah, so let's carry on down here then, shall we? And what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can find the entrance to Stoney Lane. And yeah, well, actually, you see, this is Stoney Lane on the left, the Albion ground here on the left, but you can't really get a feel for it because those where all the new houses were built on this piece of ground back in the 80s. But I'll show you a bit more of it. So I'm going to turn up here now, and we're going to have a look at Stoney Lane. Yeah, in fact, what I can do, I can cut up through this shortcut up here. Yeah. Okay then, so where we are now is the 5th ground of West Bromwich Albion, and this particular part is called Withers Way, this little road here. Withers Way, and I say that was named after the safe company that was built just beyond that fence there in front of us on the corner of Stoney Lane and Sandwell Road. West Bromwich Albion were looking for another ground after 4 acres, after their 3-year lease was up, and the Albion were getting very popular, mainly for their exploits in their previous games at the other grounds, and so what they needed is somewhere bigger and better, close to the town. And yeah, there's a lot of original brickwork along here. I'm not sure if this relates to Stoney ground. It could very well be the Stoney Lane ground. You know, it's very old brickwork. It could very well be, because what we're looking at here is the perimeter, all the perimeter here of the Stoney Lane ground, right up to the top there. And what we'd have here is, well, we're going to use our imagination again soon, because I'm looking here, as I'm standing here, you'd say that this would be the goals, the goal posts, goal nets here, and opposite would be the other side, the other opposing goal, and the spectators would be sort of on this side, and of obviously this side over here. But it's going to be very difficult to pinpoint exactly where the goals would have been, but yeah, to give you some idea, I mean, the goal could have been here actually, and the opposing goal could have been over there somewhere, but you know, not for sure. But we can say for certainty this is the 5th and final ground of West Bromwich Albion before they moved to the Hawthorns. Yeah, and they leased this ground on a 15-year lease from a funeral director called Webbs, H. Webbs. Yeah, and this side where all this side here where the spectators would have been, they actually constructed a stand. They had constructed a stand on this side, and it would have stretched all the way down to the bottom end there, and that was nicknamed Noah's Ark. Called Noah's Ark. That was the only covered area, I believe, of Stoney Lane, and I think it had about 1,500 spectators could cram into that one. In fact, when they moved to the Hawthorns in 1900, they actually took the stand with them. Yeah, took it all down, rebuilt it, and yeah, they put it into the Hawthorns, and it burned down in 1904. That was the end of that. But their first game here on this Stoney Lane ground was in 1885, and they beat a club called Third Lanark. I think it was a friendly, who came all the way from Glasgow, only to lose out for West Brom to beat them 4-1. 4-1. Yeah. And during this period of playing here on this ground in Stoney Lane, West Bromwich was, well, they had some very successful years in that 15 years. In 1888, they won the cup when they was playing here in 1888. Also, they won the FA Cup here in 1892. And whilst they were playing here on this ground, they were also the runners-up in 1886, 1887, and 1895. So you can see it was quite a successful ground for West Brom in those early days. But yeah, this still came to the perimeter of Stoney Lane here, of the pitch, the ground where spectators would have been standing, and it was along here somewhere where there was an entrance. Now, the only thing I can say about this on a personal recollection was that when I was a lad, I actually played on here. Not football, well, yeah, football, but it was all derelict, and there were still outlines of where the ground used to be, the stand used to be. It was all full of rocks, stones, rubble, that sort of thing. And yeah, we played. It lay derelict for over 80 years, this piece of ground, until finally they built Albion Field Drive, leading to Withers Way. So there you go. So, okay folks, so I'll wrap that up, and if you like the video, hit the like button and also subscribe. And also tick the notification bell for new videos which I'll upload on a regular basis. So leave it at that folks, and I'll see you on the next one.